Hello.
Then. Now.
Showdown to the queens.
Episode number 500.
Forever.
Looks like hell froze over.
Without any more further ado,
Together.
let's jump straight into the show. Hello. Welcome to episode number 57 of the TEW IX Challenge Run. We're here for ECW for Tuesday, the 22nd of October, 2022. And we're continuing on the build to Auckland Assault. This is the final ECW show before the pay-per-view. We did learn ECW's main event last week was Warden challenging Adam Cole for the ECW Women's Championship, plus Solo Sikoa and the Tongans will take on the original Bloodline as a 6-man tag team match on the show. But yeah, there's still one match left to be announced on the ECW side, then we've got 3 matches per show. So yeah, we're going to find out what that is tonight. But without any more further ado, let's jump straight into tonight's show. The show does kick off with the ECW Women's Champion Florence making her way down to the ring. And she comes down and she says, "Ladies and gentlemen, the women's division here in ECW has really been spotlighted over the past month and a half. You know, from the brand-wide women's championship tournament, despite the unceremonious way that it ended, to the start of the era of the $1 million championship on this brand, which, you know, also didn't exactly get off to the best start. Anyway, despite Kiana James's best attempts to murder the hard-working women of this division, we show out. We proved, without a shadow of a doubt, why we belong just as high as the men on this show. Which brings me to this Saturday night. It's a Saturday night, we've got a premium live event, the first ever premium live event in New Zealand. It's called Auckland Assault, and currently I'm not defending my championship on that show. So, please, allow me to bring out my good friend, Blair Davenport. Out comes Blair. And she does look a little bit confused, like why Florence is bringing her out to kick off the show. She's Blair. Last week you gave it your all, trying to wrestle that women's championship, that $1 million championship, away from Sasha Banks. And you did unfortunately come up just short. You know, Sasha, she's not going to be here in Auckland next weekend, or this weekend, but I am. And I know that, you know, you have that New Zealand heritage inside you. We're finally bringing a premium live event to one of your home countries, and you're not set to compete as of right now. So it's me here to offer you the opportunity to wrestle me for the ECW Women's Championship in Auckland this Saturday night. And Blair's like, "Wow, that's a great opportunity, Florence." Then Ruby Riott's music hits. And she goes, "Oh, come on. You know, I'm gonna get all of the heat for this, and I'm gonna be seen as the bad guy picking holes here, but please do stop me at any point if I'm telling any sort of little teeny white lie here." Florence is coming out here yet again to give the ECW women's division a rah-rah speech. We don't need another one of your rah-rah speeches, okay? You're not even ECW. You came over to SmackDown after winning the Royal Rumble earlier this year because you couldn't help but get involved in our division. And now, the great Florence opens this show and she mouths off about the great opportunities that the women's division have been given here on ECW, and she's partly correct. But where she loses me is she had the nerve to take shots at Sasha Banks paying off Kim McQueen to win the ECW Women's Championship tournament. She had the nerve to take shots at Sasha Banks being gifted the $1 million championship by Kiana James. So what I saw when Sasha was handed that $1 million championship was Kiana James handed Sasha a championship opportunity after she lost an opportunity for another women's championship. Yet here you are, looking to give handouts to your friend? What, because the PLE is in her home country and it would be a shame if she missed off the show? Well, if Blair Davenport wants to be on the pay-per-view, maybe she should be better. You're gonna hate what I'm saying, but Florence, you can't come out here and be as hypocritical as you're being. And then continue to take shots at Sasha Banks for, in your words, devaluing the division. Because I see exactly what this is. You're going to claim that handing the opportunity to Blair Davenport at Auckland Assault is going to be you gifting an opportunity to a friend that you claim deserves a shot at the championship. But what it actually is you punching down on somebody that you know you can beat, fresh off she already lost a chance of opportunity, and, cementing yourself with another easy victory in your eyes so you can get to 200 days as the women's champion. Pathetic. And again, because you're the great Florence, you won the Royal Rumble, you've been the face of this division since you came here and become the champion. I'm going to be seen as the bad guy here, because I'm telling the truth about you. And Blair says, Ruby, I'm not sure what's going on in Florence's head, but I know what's going on through mine now. And what you just did is you disrespected me. You basically spat in my face. Okay, you're calling me an easy win? I'm far from an easy win. In fact, I would love nothing more than right now, me and you to go 1-on-1 in this ring right now. And then maybe the winner of that match can get the opportunity in Auckland against Florence for the championship. So yeah, the opening match is Blair Davenport and Ruby Riott 1-on-1. Big championship implications here. It gets a 90. Holy shit. Blair does pick up the victory over Ruby Riott, so she will be going to Auckland to face Florence for the championship. 82 for Blair, 92 for Ruby Riott. And yeah, Blair didn't just want the handout. She could have just taken the handout, but she did earn her championship match here tonight. And after the match, Blair celebrates with the win. Her and Florence, shake hands in the ring. Florence holds the belt up high, and Ruby's just in the corner, laughing, shaking her head. Just yeah, typical. You would. Solo and the Tongans. Backstage video. Solo goes, Last week, my brothers did the unthinkable. Last week, my brothers crawled back with the tribal chief. Last week, Jay compromised all his morals, and he's now back under the thumb of a dictator like Roman Reigns. The way my bloodline rule is, we don't have any dictatorship. I may be the tribal chief, but Tama and Tonga, they're their own valued parts of this bloodline. And Roman, you won this 6-man tag at the Auckland show. Now listen here, of high voltage, you got one over on me. You stuck that spear in my chest, and I can still feel it right now. But for you to think that's going to knock the tribal chief off his podium, you must have another thing coming. Because you can hide behind Jimmy, and you can hide behind Jay. I'm the real tribal chief around here. And if you don't believe me, well, other members of our bloodline, they know exactly what I mean. Other members of my bloodline, they know I run this thing. They know this is my family, and you abandoned me. I'm just fighting back. Jey Uso is backstage when Joman approached him. Hey man, I saw last week, you and the Tongans coming up short again. I'm sorry I couldn't be out there to help you retain. And Joe Hendry goes, losing a championship is a killing blow. Me and Braun were the champions for a number of months around here, holding this place down. But I do still believe that we have a role to play around here. And the bloodline business, that's far out of my reach. I'm, just a handsome Scottish chap. I've got no Samoan in me. But after the way Solo and his bloodline have screwed us out of our championship. You and Roman and Jimmy, you better get the job done Saturday night. And Jay's like, yeah, we will. And he daps up Joe Hendry. When Jimmy Uso walks, he goes, hey! Who's this guy, Jay? He goes, Joe Hendry, you've definitely heard of me. He goes, man, this must be the guy last week that the Tongans, they stole their championships, Oos. But don't you worry. I'm sure sooner or later those championships will find their ways back around the waist of the Usos. Big pop. And Jay does sort of like a look at Jimmy and he says, Jim. He goes, what? He goes, first of all, I'm in for Saturday night. But you're getting way ahead of yourself about this Usos stuff. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, after Saturday night, main event Jey Uso's back and I'm back for my championship. Yeet. And Jimmy's like, yeet. And he walks off. 77 rated tag match. Sure. I'll take that. Okay, so the story here is, it's actually kind of similar to the Championship Scramble from High Voltage. Kevin Owens, he starts the match with Moose, and he basically has Moose beat. He's all over Moose. Not Moose, sorry. Apollo Crews. He's all over Apollo. Apollo does tag out, Moose comes in, Moose hits a couple of power spots on Kevin, he tags into Kyle. Kyle and the Moosire and the God have a quick exchange, but I don't want to give too much of that away. So Moose would then attack in Apollo. Kyle O'Reilly and Apollo Crews have a nice little match. Then Kyle does tag Kevin Owens back in. Kevin hits a stunner on Apollo Crews. Moose gets tagged in. And Kevin Owens is all fired up on Moose. He hits the cannonball on Moose. He backs into the corner. Kyle O'Reilly tags himself in. And Kevin's like, what the hell? I was about to get him. And Kyle's like, it's my fight. You're just here to help me. It's my fight. I need to put him down. He turns around and Moose pounces him. And Moose scores a pinfall victory over the television champion. 85 for Kyle, 72 for Kevin Owens, 63 for Moose, and a 75 for Apollo Crews. So yeah, the God, back on his form this week, but he did carry the match. But tastes defeat at the hands of the Moosire. This, clash of gods that we're witnessing right now, seemingly on its course to lead to a television championship match for the Moosire in the future. Kelly Kincaid is backstage with Warden. She says, Warden, last week, you did something that not a lot of people can say they've done. You scored a pinfall victory in a one-on-one singles match against Roman Reigns. And you are going to Auckland this Saturday night to challenge Adam Cole for the ECW Championship. And Warden just sort of snarls and he goes, last December, Roman Reigns and his crappy-ass bloodline cost me my ECW Championship. It took me months to get over that crushing defeat. I'd only been champion for 3 weeks and it was ripped away from me just like that because of Roman and his family. Roman, Jay, Jimmy, Solo, all of them. Every single one of them played a part in my downfall. Now, I've taken care of every single one of them and now they're fighting amongst each other, Kelly. It's so thrilling to see. But that frees me up for this Saturday night. That frees me up for Adam Cole. A man the size of my leg, but he's a hell of a competitor. I can't underestimate him. But I'm going to make one thing damn sure, Kelly. Saturday night, you're looking at the new ECW champion. And Claudio walks in. Sorry, Cesaro. And he goes, Adam sent me to come and find you. And one's like, what, is he scared to come see me man to man? And Cesaro goes, he said that tonight you might even make it to Auckland this Saturday because it's me and you in our main event. And he walks off and Warden goes, well, I guess I got one more power bomb in me before Saturday night, Kelly. Then cut backstage, Kyle O'Reilly is livid after the loss. He's holding his head in his hands. He's throwing a water bottle around. And Kevin Owens goes, hey, Kyle, relax. He goes, it's frustrating, Kevin, I apologize, it was my bad. I tagged myself in and I shouldn't have, but it was my fight to win, so I wanted to win the fight against Moose myself. But thank you for being my partner tonight. He goes, hey, no worries, don't mention it. Anything to help a friend, I'm really good helping out my friends. Anyway, what I came to tell you is that it's sort of a blessing in disguise that you lost tonight. And Carl goes, how so? And Kevin's like, well, this business with Moose, it's done now, You've had your match, you lost. You haven't got to hold that grudge for the rest of your career, and now you can go on to more important stuff as a television champion, like, I don't know, say, defending the championship against the next worthy challenger. Carl goes, Kevin, I will be doing that next week. I will be defending my television championship next week. And Kevin goes, great, I'm happy for you, buddy. Is it going to be another open challenge, or you got an opponent in mind or anything? And Carl goes, well, since we did just lose to Moose out there tonight, it's only fitting that he gets the next shot of this championship. The Mooseiah and the God, one-on-one. And Kevin sort of he looks down at the floor, like he's holding back anger. He's like, yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. Moose, Kyle O'Reilly, you're both gods, you're both omnipotent. This is all beyond my comprehension, but next week, television championship on the line, you two, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. And he pats Kyle O'Reilly on the back, and Kyle O'Reilly walks away. He's like, great match. Another 90. Let's go. 6-man tag team action following on from last week's attack by the Musketeers on the GYV. Ali and the New Musketeers defeat ZSJ and the Grizzled Young Veterans. Shinsuke pinning Jagger Reed over Kinshasa. 93 for Ali, 73 for Shinsuke, 40 for Shibata, 96 for Zack, 79 for Rip, and 80 for Jagger. So yeah, that's just to get their little frustrations out, because I don't want to keep Ali with Shibata and Nakamura for as a long-term thing. So they did win the 6-man tag team match here tonight, and they disperse. But Mustafa Ali, of course, lingers in the ring because his actual target is Zack Sabre Jr. And Ali does take him down. He hits the 054 on Zack. And he says, wow, at high voltage, you got the better of me, Zack. But next week, it's round 2, you and I, one more time, here on ECW. So yeah, the rematch, Mustafa Ali and Zack Sabre Jr. next week. Then get a quick, phone selfie video by Sasha Banks. She's laying on some, fancy hotel chair outside with a drink in her hand, the $1 million belt on a little table by her side at poolside. She goes, last week, I made history. I became the first ever woman to defend the $1 million championship. Now, since Kiana was so kind as to give me the championship that I rightfully deserve, a championship fitting for a CEO as good as me, it's also only fitting that as the head of the women's division, she granted the champ time to rest my sore little body after all the hard work I put in the championship tournament last month. So, all of you losers left on ECW, have fun tonight. Have fun Saturday night if you're even there in Auckland. And maybe even next week. I don't know how long. I may take 1 week off. I may take 3. Because I'm going to rest for as long as I need to, I'm not going to come back until I'm ready to defend my championship again. And maybe then, a new challenger will have emerged for my title. Whoever that may be. Adam Cole and the Paragon. Sans Dolph Ziggler. For a shoot and kayfabe reason, there's no Dolph Ziggler here tonight. Adam Cole, he's at the front, Cesaro's behind him, JC Jane by his side, and the Fritz is to either side of her. And he goes, Warden, it's not lost on me what happened back at King of the Ring. Now your vendetta against the Bloodline, it's almost admirable that you're going into such lengths to make sure you can get revenge on the people that you believe wronged you. But you don't really stop and think about how that's made me feel, okay? Adam Cole, baby. I am a generational talent. I've deserved to be a world heavyweight champion for 3 years since I've been around here on the WWE main roster. But have I been a champion? I have not until now. And when I won that championship back from Jey Uso, I did it because you stuck your nose in, because you deemed your personal issues with the bloodline more important than my championship match, which is why back at High Voltage, that victory I scored over Jey Uso was so vindicating to me, because anybody who never looked at me as a world champion had no bleeding choice but to accept it. Whether that's you, or Jey Uso, or even Roman Reigns, or these people here in the Thompson Bowling Arena. You've got no choice but to sit there and watch as Adam Cole baby does everything that I said I was going to do. Ruling this show with an iron fist. Ruling as the ECW champion. And Warden, I don't care if you are twice the size of me. That's just another obstacle for me to overcome, because that's one thing that I've done more than anything else in my whole career. It's overcome those obstacles. So, I may be in for the fight of my life, but this thing is more personal to me than it is to you. To you, you're on a mission to regain that championship that you believe you rightfully owed and it was stolen from you. While I'm here to validate every single moment I've woke up for the past 4 months with this championship over my shoulder, and all the naysayers who have said that I didn't win it by myself. To you, Warden, this is a mission statement. To you, Warden, this is business. This is a championship business. To me, this is personal. To me, this is my livelihood being put into question. I've built this paragon around me because all of us were talents that have been held down for so damn long. And now finally, we're starting to break through on the top, and finally, I am a champion. And I'm not gonna let it slip because some meathead wants to avenge a family that doesn't give a damn about him. Now Gacy has a match coming up next. David, Kevin, go watch her back. Swiss, go get me some stuff later on tonight. And they all leave the Paragon locker room. Adam Cole's all kind of stressed out. He takes a seat when a piece of paper flies underneath the door. And Adam Cole sees it. He's like, what the hell is that? He walks up to where he picks it up. And it reads... What was it? It said 2 weeks ago. It was like, remember who you are. He reads it and it's like, choose your family wisely. Did you? It's in the same spooky writing that the text 2 weeks ago was in. But Adam Cole, of course, is a little bit spooked. He opens the door and there's no one around. Actually, no, he opens the door and probably Susie is just stood there. And she waves at him and walks away. 75. That's actually a good rating, considering who we're dealing with here. JC Jane defeats Liv Morgan 9:29 by pinfall. 71 for Liv, 66 for JC. Yeah, I sort of to give JC a win. She doesn't really get many. The Paragon continuing to run ECW. Liv isn't really doing anything on ECW, and to be quite honest, she's right at the bottom of people that I want to try and find stuff for. I'd rather not have her infecting my television, but maybe she'll have something to do at some point. But yeah, JC Jane with a win here tonight. Sheamus promo. He says, Austin Theory fella. You're without a doubt a future top star here in WWE. Even more than when I first debuted around here. You have been looked at as a future champion. More than I was when I debuted. But now you're starting to mess with me. All we needed was a clean, good old-fashioned banger. And what did you do? You took the easy way out. Now, fella, I ain't going to appreciate that. Would I have done the same at your age? Hell, most likely. But I'm not your age. I'm twice your age. I've done more than you've ever done. I'm a Grand Slam bleeding champion. You've got no championships to your name. And if you keep up that attitude and picking fights with fellas like me, you're never bleeding will. And then Theory attacks Sheamus from behind with a pipe. Lays into Sheamus backstage, starts attacking him. Goes, huh? Never gonna get a champion, huh? Never gonna be a champion because, what, a washed up has-been like you, huh? You're damn right, Sheamus, I'm nothing like you were when you were my age. I'm 10 times better. All I've gotta do now is put you out. And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Next week, we'll be fresh off the heels of the Auckland Assault pay-per-view. And we do have 2 matches set for next week's show, the first being an ECW Television Championship clash, as the God Kyle O'Reilly and the Messiah take place in a battle of the heavens for the championship next week. Open the pearly gate, sound the alarm, as 2 gods are going to do battle. And we also have another rematch from High Voltage. It's going to be Zack Sabre Jr. and Mustafa Ali one-on-one after their Ali's attack of CSJ earlier on tonight. Plus, on the ECW end, we now have to all go through all 3 matches set for Auckland Assault. The first being, that we found out following the main event last week, Adam Cole, Bebe, and Warden one-on-one for the ECW World Championship. Who will walk out of Auckland as the ECW World Champion? We'll have to wait and find out. Plus, for the ECW Women's Championship, which we learned earlier on tonight, Blair Davenport will get the opportunity to challenge for the championship in front of her home country when she challenges Florence for the gold. Her friend, her longtime friend, these 2 finally going at it, a friendly encounter for the championship this Saturday night. And Bloodline versus Bloodline. It's finally arrived. Solo Sikoa and the ECW Tag Team Champions Tama Tonga and Tongaloa doing battle with Roman Reigns and the Usos in a 6-man tag team match. And a 95 rated main event. This show was fucking, from an in-ring perspective specifically. I mean, I liked it from a storyline perspective as well, but mainly just from a match perspective, this show was fucking sick. Warden does defeat Cesaro with a smashdown and powerbomb in 14:51. 88 for Warden, 81 for Cesaro. And yeah, Warden does pick up the late victory. Will he defeat another Paragon member in Adam Cole this Saturday? And will he become the ECW World Champion? I have to wait and find out. But this show scores an 87. Fuck yeah. What matters more though is what you thought of the show. Do let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you next time for SmackDown, which will be live in Auckland ahead of the pay-per-view the day after. See you then.